Derby County are rumoured to have had a loan bid rejected for Ipswich Town forward Nathan Broadhead. Now, going through the likes of Twitter and the internet and wherever else you can find, I can't find anything official from any sort of news source in regards to Derby County or Ipswich Town in regards to this loan bid. However, I think it's very important to discuss a player like Nathan Broadhead, and I think it's very important to discuss how this sort of looks for Derby County. Now, if Derby County are interested in Nathan Broadhead, then I think that is sort of Derby County looking in the right direction, in my opinion, because Derby County need forwards. We know that. At the moment, we've got Corey Blackett-Taylor and Caden Jackson. They're the only sort of wingers that we have. If you then want to look centrally, we've got Dejan Brown and Lars-Jørgen Salverson. We don't really have a number 10. So it's sort of one of those situations where Derby County is certainly looking to sort of strengthen those forward areas. And I think Nathan Broadhead would be a good move in that regard, because do you want to win yourself the brand new Derby County 2025-26 home shirt? Well, I'm here to give you an opportunity to do that. There will be a link down in the description where you can head on over to raffle.com to join a raffle where you can win the Derby County home shirt. Ticket prices start at just £1 with a range of different discounts available. You can buy 2 tickets, get 2 free, 5 tickets, get 5 free, 10 tickets, get 10 free, and 15 tickets to get 15 free. The intention with this is to give you guys the opportunity to win a Derby County shirt for less than the valued cost in the shop. So if you haven't done so already, head on down to the description, click on the link in the description, which will take you over to raffle.com, create yourself an account, answer the question, and join this raffle. The winner will be announced on August 1st at 6 p.m. as the transfer window begins to draw to a close. So if you haven't done so already, head on over there and get your tickets. If you look back to his performances in sort of the EFL Championship across the course of his career, he has been very good at that level, especially you look at 2022-23 when he was at Wigan, 22 appearances, 5 goals. You go to his season with Ipswich Town, 38 appearances, 13 goals, 4 assists. So across the course of 60 championship games, he's got 18 goals and 4 assists over 3,381 minutes, playing in a wide range of different positions. And that is what is very important for Derby County. It's having the players that can play on the left, can play on the right, can play through the middle, and making sure that we've got enough quality within the building across a range of different positions, and that's what I think Nathan Broadhead brings. Now, obviously, if we look at his season in the Premier League last year for, obviously, Ipswich Town, we'll see that he didn't make a great deal of appearances in regards to that of total minutes. He only played 836 minutes across the course of 21 games last season, across 3 in the FA Cup, 18 in the Premier League, but it was only 697 minutes in the Premier League. He did score twice, collected 1 assist, and has obviously made a range of appearances for Wales in that time as well. But it's one of those for me where obviously Broadhead is quite clearly a good player. You can tell by the numbers that he's put up across the course of his career, and that's something which is obviously really important for Derby County when they're looking at bringing in these types of players. Like 216 games, 61 goals, 22 assists, 12 yellow cards, 13,000 minutes. He's a very, very good player, and I think he could be sort of an option for Derby County should this discussion actually be true. Now, the problem is that when it comes to this bid is that we don't have any sort of confirmation from either side, Derby or Ipswich. We don't have any sort of direct sports journalist actually discussing this move, which I think sort of makes it a bit of a questionable one. Now, there is a few people talking about it on the forum, but ultimately I'm not entirely sure sort of how legitimate some of these people are on the forum. Obviously, I do speak about certain things on the forum, not sort of in major detail, but it's one of those for me where it's a very sort of 50-50 discussion, this one, because Broadhead is obviously a great player. If the link is true, then I'm not opposed to it at any point. I think it's a very, very good move, and I think if you sort of look at what Derby County need, especially in those forward areas, I think he certainly brings that. Goals and threat. And that's what he can do from the wide areas, and that's what Derby County are obviously wanting to see sort of next season from those wide players. And we need players who can sort of play in a way that John Eustace wants them to, and that's something that we're sort of waiting to see from this transfer window. Now, obviously, there's still a lot of communication ongoing behind the scenes about the likes of Andreas Weimann, because obviously he's another player who's been linked with Derby County, and there's not really been a great deal of talk about it, but it does seem as if a move to Derby is edging closer for both him and Danny Bath, but we're going to have to wait and see for that one to come through. Now, if Derby County have legitimately been rejected for a bid from Ipswich Town for Nathan Broadhead, then I think it's probably going to be a case of Derby County are going to need to maybe turn this into a permanent offer, because if you look at someone like Cody Drammer, who's another player we've been interested in, and there is actually official links to that one, then I think that it's a similar sort of situation. Hull don't really want him to leave, but they'll happily let him leave permanently for 7 figures, and Derby wanted a loan deal. So it will be interesting to see how it sort of develops across the course of the next few weeks. Obviously, there's a lot of things that could happen in between now and obviously any potential deals going through. Obviously, as we're talking today, I think the transfer window is closed for the next 5 or 6 days as a result of the Club World Cup. But it's one of those where you sort of have to you have to be sort of intelligent in the way you do your business at Derby County, in my opinion. And I'm not saying that Derby need to go and completely change their sort of process, but we need to make sure that we're bringing in the right players in the right positions and players that suit John Eustace, because I felt like last season, right, and I'll say it based on the players that we have in the squad, if you look at what we had, they didn't suit what Paul Warne wanted to do. Jerry Yates doesn't suit what Paul Warne wanted to do. Kenzo Heldmine didn't suit what Paul Warne wanted to do. You look at someone like Marcus Harness, I don't believe suited what Warne wanted to do. You look at, I personally don't believe Corey Blackett-Taylor suits a Paul Warne side. And that's the sort of problem that we had last summer. And although those players were good for the first 9 or 10 games, you then quickly saw that once that system that we were doing that worked got found out, Paul Warne had no way to turn it around. And obviously this season, under a better manager, in my opinion, in John Eustace, I think that we've got a circumstance where if we can get the right players in to suit exactly what he wants to do and how he wants to do it, I don't think Derby County will have a problem this year. And now, I'm not saying that we should be battling for promotion. I'm not saying that we shouldn't be battling against relegation. But what I do believe is that Derby County need to be in a much better position this season than they were 12 months ago. And I think that come the start of the season, I think we will be. Although some people may look at the squad on opening day and think, oh, is this really better than what we had last year? I think if you look at some of the moves we're already making, the rumours to Lewis Travis, the talks of Andreas Weimann, the talks of Danny Bath, I think Weimann is better than Mendes Lang and Caden Jackson, probably better than Corey Blackett-Taylor as well. I think you look at Danny Bath, offers that direct championship experience. Do I think he's better than a Curtis Nelson? Not entirely sure, but was obviously a big part of Blackburn Rovers' team last season, which nearly got into the playoffs. And obviously you then talk about this move for like Nathan Broadhead. You look at the move for Cody Drammer. We're starting to get those sort of championship level players that we're trying to target now. And that's what I think Derby County are massively in need of across the course of this season. Now, obviously, there's always big talking points in regards to these transfers. And obviously that is sort of really important. And for me, the main focus for Derby County is making sure that we have threatening wingers, a goal scorer, and a creative midfielder. They're my sort of 4 that we need, in my opinion, because who knows sort of where Blackett... realistically, for me, Corey Blackett-Taylor is going to be like a new signing because he pretty much didn't play last year. You look at Dejon Brown coming in, how's he going to fit in, things like that. Jake Rooney, how's he going to fit in with John Eustace? It's going to be a very, very interesting sort of turn of events across the course of the next few months. And obviously, I think the team will be back for pre-season first week of July. We're obviously still waiting for confirmation on that. But with the first game, in the second week, I think Derby will be back for pre-season first week of July. So I think by then we'll have had some moves. I think a lot of people are getting stressed about the fact we haven't announced anything yet. But if you go back a couple of years, Derby County had Josh Vickers, Joe Ward, Curtis Nelson, Callum Elder, all signed to deals before the middle of June. But we didn't announce them till the end of the month. So it's one of those for me where you really have to sort of just keep your eyes open because moves are going on behind the scenes. Wouldn't surprise me if we've got 4 or 5 deals done already right now. And realistically, it's just a case of announcing them and things like that. But you can obviously let me know your thoughts down in the comments if you have not done so already. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and don't forget to check out the Derby County raffle. Do you want to win yourself the brand new Derby County 2025 25-26 home shirt. Well, I'm here to give you an opportunity to do that. There will be a link down in the description where you can head on over to raffle.com to join a raffle where you can win the Derby County home shirt. Ticket prices start at just £1 with a range of different discounts available. You can buy 2 tickets, get 2 free, 5 tickets, get 5 free, 10 tickets, get 10 free, and 15 tickets to get 15 free. The intention with this is to give you guys the opportunity to win a Derby County shirt for less than the valued cost in the shop. So if you haven't done so already, head on down to the description, click on the link in the description, which will take you over to raffle.com, create yourself an account, answer the question, and join this raffle. The winner will be announced on August 1st at 6 p.m. as the transfer window begins to draw to a close. So if you haven't done so already, head on over there and get your tickets.